Hello, welcome back to Podium Pop. My name is Celine, and I'm here with my co-host, Gracie. We have a fun episode talking all about our time at the Las Vegas Grand Prix from last weekend. It is our last race of the year, and we are going to give you a recap about what we did while we were there, what hijinks we got into, and then inevitably we will be talking about the race and the unfortunate thing that happened after the race. We'll get into it, don't worry. Before we get started, make sure you go follow us on social media. We posted quite a bit over the weekend on TikTok and on Instagram, and we continue to post a lot on there. We also post our episodes every week on Spotify and on YouTube, so make sure you're following us on all of those social media platforms so you stay up to date with everything that's going on.
Absolutely.
Let's pop the bottle and get into it.
Let's get into it.
I'm going to try. I took my nails off. Ready?
Oh, yeah, go for it. Nice.
Solid one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Las Vegas.
Yeah. Thursday morning, 4 a.m. Eastern time, 1 a.m. Las Vegas time.
Yeah, so we got up early.
Super early.
Our goal was to have the most amount of time possible on Thursday without paying for a hotel room Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And I think we pulled that off.
I think we pulled it off well.
We should have got there at 8 a.m. Las Vegas time.
Yeah.
But we got there at 9 because our flight was slightly delayed. It was fine. So we landed at 9 a.m. What is it? Pacific Standard? Las Vegas time. Yeah. Just take my word for it. Mm-hmm. It was 9 a.m. in Las Vegas.
It sure was.
And we flew in and landed almost the same time as our other friend Pat. So we ended up Ubering. We were both staying at the same hotel as him. So we ended up meeting up with him so that we could Uber there and dropped our bags off at the hotel, got rid of them. I brought a massive suitcase. And guys, I was on the dot 50 pounds.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of crazy.
I typically don't do checked bags. I mostly do carry-ons, so I never really think, oh, is this going to be too heavy? Because carry-ons, it doesn't matter how much they weigh. You just got to get it zipped into that small of a spot. So I was a little nervous, and sure enough, yeah, it was at 50 pounds. I don't know, because and there was room in my suitcase, and we were talking about it. I can't begin to understand what was so heavy in my bag.
No, I literally don't know.
We were looking at it, I'm like, well, I brought this pair of shoes, but you brought the same pair of shoes. And I brought some full-size toiletries, but not I don't know. I don't know.
Also, if you think about it, you brought a light puffer coat, and my jacket was so heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I did bring extra clothes. I think maybe that was what.
This time I didn't.
Yeah, so it was right at 50 pounds, on the dot 50 pounds. And I was cracking jokes. This was at 4:30 a.m. I was cracking jokes with the Allegiant check-in people. And I was like, I was worried that wouldn't make it on the plane. Looks like I got it. And they were not having it.
Oh, yeah.
Straight face, they're like, okay. I was like, okay, I can take a hit. It's fine.
He said, I'll get out of here.
I'll get out of your way. They're like, next. So anyways, it did make it on the plane under 50 pounds. But then, of course, that gave me anxiety for the rest of the trip. All I could think about was, what am I going to leave behind at the hotel room? Because I bought some stuff while I was there. Not a lot, a couple t-shirts. But I was doing some mental math pretty much every purchase I made, which I think kind of helped me.
Oh, not overbuy.
Not overbuy.
Yeah, that's so fair.
But we we drop our stuff off at the hotel.
We hit the ground running.
What was our first stop?
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. And we said that that was going to be the case.
Yeah, absolutely. We were like, okay, we need breakfast. And then we were like, okay, back home it's 1 o'clock now or whatever. And then we like walk outside and we're like, there's an In-N-Out right next to our hotel. We go, wonder what time it opens. 10:30 on the dot. It was 10:30.
It was literally, we were checking, we were like looking for food. We looked down, it was 10:29. Yeah. And we're like, what time does it open? 10:30.
And yes, I will.
And that sounded like fate right there.
Absolutely.
And when fate comes knocking, you let it in.
You let it in.
You let him in, and you invite him in. You give him some water.
Yes.
And you go about your day.
Some animal-style fries.
How was your burger?
It was really good.
Mine was really good as well. Messy. But delicious.
I forgot to ask for no tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
And I was really anticipating that we would go to In-N-Out more often, but we only went the one time.
I know.
And I regret it.
Like, in my head, I truly, like, I knew we were there for 3 days. Yeah. And I knew by, like, 6 o'clock, we were probably dialed in on Formula One stuff. But in my head, I was like, well, we like race on track stuff.
Right.
I was like, we have so much time to do so many things.
Yeah. It felt like we were like rushing against the clock.
Yeah.
At every chance we got. And that's just a testament to how many things were going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, and we talked a little bit about this on the way out, actually. But, like, Miami and Coda are so different from Vegas. Because in Vegas, you have, like, in Miami, you're at the track. Like, we wake up in the morning, and we get ready, and we go to the tram, and or the shuttle, and we get to the track when they open at, like, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And we're there all day. And then by the time we get home, we're exhausted. We get the quickest dinner possible, and we go to bed.
Yeah.
But in Vegas, and it's probably the same case for a lot of the night races, but in Vegas, we have so much time before on-track action starts, so that's one part of it. But also, everything that is going on is all within, like, a 3-mile radius.
Yeah.
Probably smaller than that.
It'll take you a while to get there, but it's all there.
It's all there.
Yeah.
And so it's, like, super, super easy to go and actually do these events. Like, for example, like, in Coda, they had, like, the Ashante pop-up, and they had, Lewis Hamilton had his pop-up, and all of those, you were, like, zipping. You'd have to, like, get in a car, drive to it. Okay, get in the car, drive to it, find parking. Get in the car, drive to it, find parking. And for this, you could literally, like, if you had really comfortable shoes, an early start to your day, and some caffeine, you could make it from one pop-up to the last pop-up.
You absolutely could. I'm sure some people did.
All in one day.
Yeah.
Before on-track action started.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of walking and a lot of stairs.
If you were, like, in line at the first thing, like, right when it opened, I'm sure you could have made it to a decent amount. Yeah, and that's just why it's just so nice all that stuff is happening, and it's all so accessible and easy, and so it made it a little daunting to make a plan for the day, though, because you're like, we could go there, but we could go there, and we could go there, we could go there. So that was a little crazy. Yeah.
But
we started at the F1 hub.
Yes. No,
we didn't.
We started at Wynn.
We started at we went all the way up to the Wynn. We started at the LN4 pop-up.
Which was so cool.
It was the coolest thing ever.
His helmet was on display.
It was on display. There was artwork, and I didn't realize you could buy it.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, the artwork. I'm like, I don't think you could. No. And if you could, we probably couldn't afford it. No. They had, like, prints?
Somebody bought, like, actual, like, the artwork.
Oh. The artwork. I'm sure. But, like, I wonder how much they paid.
No, absolutely.
I would love to know if if they had prints for sale.
There were prints for sale.
Dang, I wonder if those are online. I would love to get it. Think about how cute it would be in here. To get, like, a framed print of that.
Warner said for a limited time only, the artist. So
I'll check after this. I'll check after this. Yeah. But there was a lot of he had his, like, jerseys from Coda on sale, but then he also had his, like, new like Las Vegas collection with, like, that, like, matched his helmet, and he had, like, the little guys on the front. It was actually really cute.
It was really cute. Like, I wanted that sweatshirt so badly, but I was not going to pay more than... And I get that it was expensive because it was, like, an artist that did the work. I respect that, obviously, but I wasn't going to pay more than $100.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, all F1 merch is, like, so kind of expensive, so you got to anticipate that.
Y'all got a Black Friday sale? Or?
Literally. But it was so... I liked the difference, because, like, with his Coda merch, like, it was so, like, loud and in your face, and a little... overwhelming. It's neon yellow blobs, and that's the whole thing. Yeah. Versus this was very, like, minimalistic. So, like, if I was gonna buy, like, Lando merch, I'm like, it would have been that merch, like, for sure. I didn't end up buying it, but it was cute. It was very cute. Different style, different vibe.
I love the little guys.
And we didn't have to wait in line very long.
No, not long.
I'm sure the line was really long, like, the first 2 days it was open. Yeah. And then probably, like, later in the day, because that was, again, like, it opened probably at, like, 10 a.m. or something, and we got there at, like, 11. Yeah. But it wasn't horrible. So we waited in line for maybe 2 minutes. Yeah. And got in.
Easy. Then after that, Oh, we tried to find the plus 44 pop-up, also inside the Wynn.
Okay, and also, this is only the third thing we did if you count In-N-Out. At this point, we'd already gotten lost probably 4 times.
Okay, and like, it's just so confusing. We looked up where the plus 44 pop-up was. It said it was by these shops. And then I was like, okay, here's the sign for these shops. We get there, no plus 44 pop-up.
And there were no signs
no,
or anything.
The only thing I saw that had signs was Landa's pop-up.
Yeah.
But also you had to walk a good distance before you finally started seeing the signs.
Yeah, it was real. Like, and we knew that, like, casinos are literally, like, created.
Yeah, they're meant to be
a place that you get lost.
And trapped.
And, like, even, like, something else I noticed that, like, there, you know, like, most of the time, like, most places you go, there's a bathroom in the lobby. Or there's a bathroom, like, near the front door.
Yeah.
That is not the case for casinos. You have to, and it's never, like, super far, but you have to, like, walk in and walk past slot machines and walk past probably at least 2 bars until you find a bathroom. And, I mean, I'm sure it's on purpose, and yes, it works. It worked on us.
Yeah.
But it's really hard when you're booking it to a place and you have to pee, and like, I'm sorry, like, it's
how it is.
We got into some pickles throughout the weekend, but you get lost a lot in Vegas, so you just have to kind of embrace it. Like last year, I think we would get we got like overwhelmed when we were getting lost, and this year, like, we were getting lost and we're like, we'll find it eventually. Like, it was like, once you accept it, it makes it better, makes it easier.
It does make it easier. So, you know, third time we're lost, can't find plus 44. Our friend that we were with from our hometown was a big Lewis Hamilton fan, so we really wanted to go. And we were like, we can't find it. And he was kind of like, you know what? I'll have more time. He stayed in today on Monday. So he was like, maybe I could go back, or like, whatever. So we leave. But then I'm like scrolling on Instagram stories.
Guys, this is insane.
This is so bad.
This is insane.
I'm scrolling on Instagram stories. Our friend, Katie Bell, shout out to you, is posting that she's in line for the plus 44. And I respond to her story. And I'm like, oh my God, we were just trying to find it. Like, she probably posted, we then left and went to get in line at the Venetian. So I'm in line, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, we could not find it anywhere. And she's like, oh, it was right by here. And I was like, okay, well, I knew that was. I wish you'd, like, whatever. And then she goes, there's a rumor in line that Lewis is on his way. And we were like,
there's no way. I was like, free practice is starting in like 2 hours.
Like, he's probably going to get to the track. No, what? Sure enough, yeah, Lewis Hamilton was there.
You know, this is not the first time we've done something like this.
No, it's really not.
In fact, we're almost like famous for it.
I'm so
like, we're like, let's not. Like, it won't happen. Let's leave. And then, like, there's a driver there. It's fine.
No, it's so fine.
It's fine. A plus side of us leaving and not continuing to search for it is that we got to the Venetian a little earlier than we were expecting, and we got in line for the F1 Hub. And I think the whole weekend there was just like this thing that, like, the line for the F1 Hub was always ridiculous.
Yeah, like, once I think it hit like Wednesday afternoon through like the race weekend, technically it was so long.
It was so long. When we got there, we walked along and we're like, this is so long. This line is crazy. Flash forward, you know, a couple days later, we saw the line and it was like 5 times the size of it when we thought it was really long.
Like, we saw people waiting in line for like over 3 hours.
Yeah. And so we got in line. We only waited in line for what, 25 minutes? 30 minutes maybe?
We waited in line for like almost like close to
45 minutes. And then we got in. Worth the wait.
Yeah.
It was really cool. They had like the Mickey merch on display. They had the Las Vegas Grand Prix merch. They had the Hello Kitty Formula One Academy merch. And then they had all of like the team specific merch. We both got Hello Kitty size Labubus.
No. We got
Labubu size Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
I have mine on display. If you're watching on YouTube, I have mine on display back there. It did kind of just topple over. I'll fix it so that in future episodes you can spot the Labubu, aka Hello Kitty Formula One Academy. But we got those. We also, our friend Andrea, Apex Andrea, also co-host of the Laps Down podcast, mentioned that she wanted some Hello Kitty merch. So we FaceTimed her and found her a shirt that she wanted and got that for her. Is that all we got?
Yeah, I
think that's what we got. And so we did all of that. We took some pictures while we were in the store, had some fun. There was like the pit wall that you could sit and like
That
put
was
headphones
so
on.
cool.
It was so cool. They had something similar to that at the Mercedes pop-up in Miami. But this was like all the teams. And you could even like pick your favorite team and it would play like radio messages like you were actually like I picked McLaren obviously, and I put the headphones on. It was like I was on like at the McLaren pit wall and you like saw the radio message coming through, and then you heard like the different engineers also talking all at once, being like, okay, what's our plan, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my gosh.
You know, in hindsight, I sit down and I put it on. Obviously, I pick McLaren as well. I put it on. The first thing here is, okay, Oscar, 5-second penalty. And, you know, that probably should have just been an indicator for the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, literally the first thing I hear.
No. Ooh, okay. But the pit wall was cool.
Yeah, that was so cool.
We took some pictures with the Hello Kitty. I took a picture with the Lego guy. Oh, there was the Formula 1 Lego merch as well.
And artwork. That artwork was so cool.
Yeah. And yeah, it was really cool. So then we were like, okay, let's check out.
Oh.
We get in line to check out. We probably wait like another hour, 45 minutes, hour.
We were in the store for a total of the whole experience of waiting in line to get inside the hub, our shopping, our looking around, our picture taking, and then waiting in line to check out. It was like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a while.
It was a while. It took a big chunk. Although at this point we were like, we don't want to go far from the hotel because we were waiting on check-in. And so we the Venetian was like the hotel, like it was like 2 hotels down.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to go like far to do other pop-ups. So it actually worked out really well.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And again, like if we would have gone at any other point when we were there, we would have been waiting like 3 times the amount of time.
Yeah.
So all in all, it was a good experience. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I will say, waiting in line to check out was when like I started crashing out because it was like 1 p.m. Vegas time, and we woke up technically at 1 a.m. Vegas time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, our friend looked at us and was like, is this the time where we all stand in silence? But I was like, yes,
yeah. See, I think me and Gracie, every time we go on any trip together, but specifically motorsport trips, we give each other one crash out. Her crash out, happened.
It did also. It happened at the Venetian.
Yep.
I'd say the hub in general.
Yeah, mine happened when I was getting so frustrated with my long nails that I had on. I peeled them off and threw them away, and that was a bit of my crash out. That didn't happen until Saturday night. But we checked out, and then we checked into our hotel. Before we checked in, though, we were waiting. We had like 20 minutes left, and we were hanging out at our hotel. We got the yummiest milkshakes ever.
Yeah.
If you're staying anywhere near the link, go into the link, go to O'Shea's, and get the Bailey's milkshake.
It was so good.
It was delicious. 2, it was like pricey, but it wasn't as expensive as I was expecting. Like it was like like $22.
Yeah.
Which like for drinks in Vegas is like a steal, especially like a milkshake.
Yeah.
With alcohol in it.
I was say Bailey's in itself is expensive.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was like, I could use a shot of espresso in here.
Yeah.
That would have been so
that would have hit. We needed that. So we got into our hotel room. We got settled. What did we do after that?
I think we did just like take a minute.
We took a minute and
then our next venture was going to be to go to Target. And we went to Target during FP1.
Actually, I had a bit of a crash out on the way back from Target. So I had like I had 2 half crash outs.
Yeah.
And my first half happened on the way back from Target because my feet hurt so bad. I had a blister on my foot. Again, this was at the point where we'd been up for, we technically woke up 1 a.m. Las Vegas time and got on a plane. And then we walked constantly nonstop.
Yeah.
And then at this point, it was like 8 p.m.?
No, I think it was like 6.
6 p.m.? Oh, it just gets darker. It gets darker
dark at
even
4:30.
more. Yeah.
That was crazy.
So it was like 6 p.m. So I was exhausted at this point.
I think next year, like Target in hindsight could potentially be cheaper. I think next year, or like the next time we go, we just go
to Walgreens. Yeah, cut our losses.
Yeah, cut our losses.
It's worth the $10, $20 difference, honestly.
Time. Okay, would you like to?
Please, get down. Get down. Sorry, that was my cat. So we go to Target.
Oh.
And then we were like, okay, we didn't have, by the way, we didn't have tickets for the race.
Yeah.
We went there, we were going to try to get race day tickets. spoiler, we didn't end up getting them. We'll explain.
Yeah.
But we were gonna get race day tickets and we didn't. So then we were just like watching all of the sessions like on the TV. We did walk. We like heard some of it, like the stuff going on when we were walking, but we were exhausted.
So tired.
And then also our other plan was to go out every night that we were there. And like it's always with good intentions, but we were never gonna make it out every night.
I was like, yeah, like on Thursday, I was like, okay, we'll go out. It's fine. We like came back, I like showered, we had ate, and then I was like, okay, it's great. We'll get the second wind.
Right.
And then we're like both sitting in
oh my gosh, guys, at this whole time I was like, I don't want to go, but I don't want to be the one to tell Gracie I don't want to go because I know she was so excited to see Damdala. We talked about Damdala for so long. I was like, I can't be the one to tell her that I don't want to go because if I don't go, she can't go because it was just us two.
And, I mean, I'm sitting there and then I was like, I'm really tired. And then I look at Celine and I go, Celine.
No, because we were like, we were in bed.
No, I
in our pajamas.
Well, but also I was like, I need to like shower off the day. But I showered, I put on my pajamas.
Right. And we were like, I was like, okay, like, I'll get up and start getting ready at 8:30. And we were like, okay. And it was like 8:30. Then it was 8:45. Then it was 8:50. And then it was 9. And I didn't get up. And then I was like, who's going to get up first and start getting ready? And then she looked at me and she goes, we're not going out tonight, are we? And I said, thank God you said that.
No, too tired. Like, at that point, we had been awake for 20 hours.
Yeah,
it would have been insane to try and be awake for longer and then, like, do more, like, the next 2 days.
Right, yeah. And so we didn't. We ended up going to bed.
Yeah.
And that was our day one.
Yeah.
Day two.
Day two, we got up. What did we do day two?
Female Quotient.
Oh my goodness, that's so right. We got up, we got ready, we went to the Female Quotient. That was
like my favorite thing we did.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole weekend.
That was amazing. There were just so many different people we heard, like women speaking and talking.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was not. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not what I was expecting at all.
No, me either.
Because even last year, like it was much more upscale this year than it was last year. It just is continuing to grow.
Yeah, needed bigger space.
But like I didn't even fully know what last year like looked like until after. But like I was expecting like it to be more of like almost like a corporate conference like TED Talk.
No,
vibe.
I definitely did.
Like I thought it was gonna be like a stage with like seats, and then I thought it would be like lined up chairs in like a ballroom or something. It was not that at all. So it was so well put together. The event was beautiful. We also walk in. I was expecting like there'd be like coffee, maybe some pastries or something.
Yeah.
We walk in. First thing that happens is there are people holding trays with like drinks on them, and they're
Bloody
like,
Marys.
"Would you like a melon spritzer?
Yeah.
Would you like a Bloody Mary?" They don't have British accents. I just gave it to them. I was like, "Yeah, I don't mind if I do." And
then, I was
then,
like, is this allowed? Are we allowed to have this?
No, because at first I was like, how much? Like I didn't know it was like complimentary. Like I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Like I put my card on file. Like I don't want to fancy events, guys. Like I was like, sure. We're new. So yeah, I take a melon spritzer. There was only one Bloody Mary, and I knew Grace would want that, so I'm like,
that was actually really nice of you. I really appreciate
of
that.
Of course. You let me try it, so it was fine. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, do you want a spicy tuna bite? And I was like, yeah, I do.
I said no, thank you.
Yeah, and it was just like so like just like everything was beautiful. There were like florals everywhere, and there was like music playing. It was like piano version of like a Christina Aguilera song or something. I don't know. It was like a vibe.
Oh yeah,
it was such a vibe.
It was such a vibe.
They had like couches set up. I will say the one thing that I wish they had was more seating because there was just not enough seats for everyone. So like
they're gonna need to do
almost a bigger room, which I think they weren't expecting.
No, at all.
But there were not enough seats for everyone, so a lot of people were standing the whole time, us included, for at least the first half. And my feet were hurting.
I will say, on our way there, we were literally like walking. We Ubered there. We were like,
"It's raining.
It's raining.
It's far enough. Yeah, it's far enough that most people would walk it, but it's fine. It was like $10 to Uber, and it was raining.
No, it wasn't bad.
I don't regret that at all.
we're like on our way, we're in our lobby, and we see one of our friends from TikTok, Reese, and I go, oh my gosh.
That is the first time we met Reese, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy because, like, it's so crazy that when you meet internet friends, you have to, like, think, like, because, like, we've been friends online for so long. I was like, we met in person because, like, that's just how natural, like, our friendship is. But we ran into Reese.
We were like, where are you going? She's like, female question. And we're like, all right, hop in our Uber.
Yeah, we're like, we got an Uber. She's like, we're gonna walk. I'm like, our Uber's here. Come on. She's like, okay.
It was, like, so funny. I'm like, can we see you? Then we just be like, all right, go ahead, get in.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, we listened to all these amazing speakers.
Absolutely.
It had, I mean, Susie Wolf spoke, Leah Block. There was the co-founder of the LA City Angels, the
president of the Miami Grand Prix.
Of the what?
Of the Miami Grand Prix.
The Miami Grand Prix. Yeah, there was the president of the Las Vegas WNBA team. Like, it was just a lot of great people.
Yeah, like
I added
WhatsApp,
some of them.
Communication.
I added a lot of them on LinkedIn.
Nice.
It was really cool. But it was a lot of great speakers. But as we were listening to them speak, there were people, and the service was fantastic, but there were people constantly coming around being like, oh, your glass is empty. Do you mind if I take it? I'm like, sure, here you go. And then, like, a second later, someone would come behind and be like, would you like another cocktail? And I said, well, yes, I would.
I, like, had my drink, and then it was empty, and the person came around, and he was like, oh, I can take that from you. And he had one espresso martini left in his tray, and he set my empty cup down, and he goes, well, I got one left. And I said, well, I'm not going to say no.
No, I'm not going to say no.
Then after we left, we Ubered to the New York to go to the Williams pop-up. But we walked in the New York, and I look up and I go, oh, a little food court.
It was so good.
I paid
yeah, that's
$30 for chicken tenders, fries, and a bottle of water.
And she didn't even eat her last chicken tender.
No, the second one gave me an egg.
I got it.
I
got a free chicken tender.
The second one was like, I wish I didn't even eat it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I got a slice of pizza and a drink for, I think it was only $16. It was pretty good.
No, my bottle of water was $7, like a little one.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yep.
Okay, yeah, Vegas is expensive.
For sure.
But the food, it was like exactly what I ate. Like, that slice of pizza revived me. And then I was like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. We walked down to the Williams pop-up. So freaking cute. Like, no one does pop-ups, fan zones, anything like Williams.
Yeah, no.
They are killing it, and they make it like they almost like gamify it, which
for sure.
The gamification of everyday events is like a phenomenon that I am so interested in. Like, even in like work, like things that I do at work, like apps or like programs or systems that like gamify things. I'm like, yeah. Gamifying is gonna change the world.
They had like all over if you have to download the Williams app to get in and make like a little badge in the app, and then there's like probably I was gonna say 6 or 7.
6, 7.
There's probably like there are a couple little QR codes you'd have to go up to and you'd scan them, and they like related to it. Say like an Alex, a Carlos, like the New York, the Zook sponsor, whatever. And then so you go and scan them, and once again, there were little prizes. And I, like to talk about last episode, we got koozies. Just like we got the Miami one. And also, we got Alex cards with signatures.
I know, they had autographed cards from Alex. And they were like, you can, because I walked up, originally they just had the koozies when we first asked how to do it. And we're like, okay, we're going to get a koozie. And then we walked up again, and she had, like, multiple options. And she had the koozies, like a pop socket, and, like, the signed, like, driver card for Alex. And I was like, oh. I know. Well, I'm getting the signature, but damn, I really wanted that koozie. But then she's like, you can pick 2. And I'm like, oh, that's my girl. That's my girl.
Cute.
So, yeah, we got koozies. And it matches the Miami Grand Prix one, so they're like a set almost, and they actually had them for I think all of the races.
Yeah, they had it for Coda too.
Because also you could like I think like every race though, like all over.
They only did it for the races they had pop-ups at.
Oh, but on the app, like they had a badge that you could click on, and you could get it for every race. So I think they had. Did they not have pop-ups at every race?
I don't think so.
Maybe they had something at the track at least at every race because you could literally collect the badge. So technically, if you went to every single race, you could literally. I don't know what happens if you get all the badges.
Oh, I know.
That'd be crazy.
That's a job for full-time formula.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone should tell me about
Someone
that.
should tell about that.
But anyways, the fan zones were so interactive. Again, they gamified it. But then they had something different this year than they did last year. Or if they had it last year, we didn't know about it. But basically, if you get like a specific badge for Zooks, then you get backstage access.
You gotta go follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, you follow them on Instagram. And you literally get like a wristband and you go down like an alley, literally past the stage. And there's a whole nother part to the fan zone behind it where there's like more cars on display. But then you get free drinks.
Yeah, they had a bar there.
So once again,
drinks.
here we're and it's we almost were like, oh, we'll eat after we go to the women's fan zone. Imagine if I had more free cocktails without eating anything. So it's really good that I had that slice of pizza. But we get the free drinks. There was like margarita or pina colada, and you could have both of them, either a mocktail or a cocktail. And I got the pina colada, you got the margarita. You said yours was really sweet.
It was so sugary.
Mine was delicious.
Like, I'm not complaining, obviously, but like, you know, it tasted like a fake margarita.
Yeah.
Like the fake citrus taste. Which it was still like good, just very sweet.
Yeah. It was really yummy. They were in small glasses.
Yeah.
But you got to keep the cups, so we both kept our cups, and mine's on the shelf back there. But the only thing that I didn't like is the alcohol sat at the top. So if you didn't mix it really well, like the first one I didn't mix that well, and I was like, oh, this is delicious. It tastes like just like juice. And then you like get to the end, you're like, oh, that burns a little bit. Yeah. The second one was better because they mixed it.
We forgot to talk about, before we left the Wynn, we went to the McLaren pop-up.
Oh my gosh, yes, we did. Yeah, because the female quotient event was at the Wynn, and the McLaren pop-up was also in the Wynn. It was like the McLaren store, not for cars, but for apparel. Yeah. And they had like Lando merch. They had Oscar merch. We were so close to getting some Oscar merch. The hat
was so cute. And there's an Oscar sweatshirt from his like most recent, I think it's like his Origins drop is what it's called. I wanted it so badly, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this. And I like put my phone, I think I was at work or something, so I saw it, and I was like, I can't, I gotta get back to work. And then I finally have a break, and I go and I look at my phone, and it's sold out. And I was like, no, but there's a thing that says like, put your email in, and I'll tell you when it's back. So I put
your email in?
I did. I'm waiting. I hope it comes back for Christmas. We can ask Santa.
You text Santa the link.
Santa, this Oscar Bianchi merch. But then I go in and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like I saw someone else post like a video that there was Oscar merch there, and I'm like, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this sweatshirt is there. There was another Oscar sweatshirt, and I was so close to getting it, but I was like, there's the other one I want online so badly. And I was like, I have to pick. Yeah. And I'm waiting.
Yeah. I was really, really close to buying. I have too many hats, guys. Too many motorsport hats. My next motorsport hat that I'm allowing myself to purchase, it has to be for a team that I don't already own a hat for. So I can't get another McLaren hat. I can't get another Haas hat. I looked for a V-Carb hat. Couldn't find one I couldn't find any V-Carb hat, actually, at the F1 hub. I almost bought the Cadillac hat. I regret not buying it. I tried to go back, but then again, it was like the 3-hour line, so I'll have to wait until they put it online. But I need to chill with the hats. No more repeats of teams.
Yeah. That's so fair.
Yeah.
So then we went to the Williams. We go back to our hotel because our friend Haley, Pit Stop Haley, is on the way.
We're so excited.
So we go back to the hotel. We like meet her there. Then we go down. We're like, let's just go down and find something. Haley arrives. We're like, let's go downstairs. Let's like find something for dinner. And we're like, wow, what do we do? We're kind of walking around. We're like, we don't really want to sit down because then we're like going to stuff later in the night. So we walk past a Cake Boss buddy. He had a restaurant. Guys, I know we talk about hot dogs a lot, but I think this was genuinely the best hot dog of my life.
And I'm so sad because I didn't get the hot dog. I got the chicken tenders.
Good.
And I have to go back to the Las Vegas Grand Prix next year because I have to go back to that restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have to get that hot dog.
It was so good.
So yeah, we ate, and then we ended up starting watching the beginning of qualifying. And then we watched Q1, and then during Q2 we traveled all the way over to
Park MGM.
Park MGM to go to the Jack Daniels event, which was also a really cool event.
Yeah, that was super cool.
I think that was also one of my favorite things that we went to over the weekend because it was just so, I don't know, like it felt very like cool to be there. It felt very like put together and well curated, and like everything there was motorsport related and everything there was Jack Daniels related, and there was like who was the DJ there? Disclosure was there. Like it was just really cool.
Like we
to
walked
go
in
to.
and Disclosure was already on, and I was like, wow, I thought they were gonna kind of like bait us with him.
Yeah,
you know, be like, well, he'll be on later.
No, they're like, let's give the people what they want now. Yeah, and I can appreciate that.
I absolutely appreciated it.
The only thing I didn't like about it is that they had drinks there. You did get free drinks.
Once again.
Guys, we had so many free drinks, and all of it was on Friday.
Everybody was handing out free drinks.
I know. But the drinks that they were handing out, not my favorite, because it was the option of Jack Daniels. Makes sense.
Sure.
I don't typically drink dark liquor. Or gin. And I drank gin. And I don't typically drink gin either. It wasn't the worst. Gracie hated it.
I hated it.
It wasn't the worst, but it definitely wasn't the best either. So there was that. Also, another place that didn't have enough seating.
Yeah, it was really crowded except for that like back room area. I think they like once like might have overestimated how many people would be there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or underestimated how many people would be there.
Yeah. But it was really cool.
So yeah, it was a ton of fun.
So we did that, and then we left the Jack Daniels event, and then we went, we Ubered over to Caesar's Palace, and we went to see Martin Garrix perform. Well, we went there early because Martin Garrix doesn't actually get on until like 1:30. I didn't make it to Martin Garrix. I was too tired and my feet hurt.
That's okay.
But we met up with a friend there, and then we went and we hung out there for a little bit. Me and Haley ended up going back. Gracie hung out with our friend, and you enjoyed Martin Garrix.
It was so much fun. Yeah. Martin Garrix is also like top on the list of people I wanted to see. Yeah. And I had like a blast.
Good. Yeah, I had a great time, and honestly, like even the DJ that was like there before Martin Garrix was great. Yeah. Like playing great music. So I would have loved to see Martin Garrix, but guys, once again, I was so tired. My feet hurt because I was standing at all these events with no seats. And I was ready. I was ready for bed. So me and Haley went back, and we ate our leftover Bunny Cake Boss chicken tenders and went to bed. And then Gracie got home, and as Gracie was crawling into bed, I was like, oh, did you have a fun time? She goes, best night of my life. And then the next morning, sorry, my cat's food just went off. The next morning, I woke up super early because I went to bed earlier, and also like time zones. I was just like jet lagged. I woke up really early. So from like 5 a.m. until when Gracie woke up at like maybe like 8, the whole time I was like, gosh, I can't wait to hear all about what was the best night of her life.
Honestly, it was really just fun. I like the music a lot. I really freaking love Martin Garrix.
She woke up, she's like, she's like, I had a great time, but I think I just said that. Like, you should have thought that hard about it.
Sorry.
But like, I was like, the whole time I was like, can't wait to hear all the stories.
Yeah, no, that was a ton of fun.
It was great. So now we're on Saturday. Saturday, me and Haley, again, we both woke up early. So we're like, okay, let's try. Let's see about the line for the Venetian. Like, it hasn't even opened up yet. If we go over there, maybe before it opens, the line won't be too long. We get over there, guys, and we should have known it's race day. A lot of people came in just for the race. So a lot of people got there early Saturday morning, probably were lining up. It was so long. We were walking out to it, and I saw the line almost all the way down through the Venetian, all the way wrapped around across, like next to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, and almost all the way out to the street. And I go, oh, that's not the line for the hub. There's no way that's the line for the hub. And our friend Pat's like, I think it is. I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way, guys. It was the line for the hub. So at this point, again, we're like, okay, it's me, Haley, and Pat. We're like, let's get breakfast. Pat talked to a security guard at one point during the weekend, and he recommended us to go to this restaurant. I forget what it's called.
I wasn't there.
It has the word blue in it. Sorry. I don't remember, but it's like a chain restaurant, but it's in Vegas, and it's like similar to like a Denny's vibe, but like a little bit more like local, but like diner vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was off the strip, and at this point we're like, okay, like we want to be off the strip, like we need to get off the strip. Everything here is too crowded. No matter where we go, we're gonna have to wait in line and wait a long time, and it's probably gonna be very overpriced. So let's just go get breakfast off the strip. So we were there, and this whole time, all morning, I'm talking about this blister that I have on the bottom of my foot. My shoes are killing me. Like, they're sneakers, so I'm not wearing like unpractical shoes, but they're just not like the comfiest type of sneaker.
They're like fashion sneaker, not like
they're fashion sneakers. They're like they're Pumas. They're just white Pumas, and in a normal walking environment, they're fine. But when you're walking miles multiple days in a row on the last day, they can't help. So I was like talking about it on the way to the place. I'm like, I don't know, guys. Like, I might need to like Uber to a Target and like buy like comfier shoes or something. Like, I need to do something. And we pull up to this restaurant. Next door is a Skechers store. It's not even like a shoe carnival or a Walmart. No, it was specifically a Skechers store. We pull up and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, look. And they're like, oh my gosh. The whole time we were eating breakfast, I couldn't stop thinking about how nice my feet were going to feel once I get a new pair of Skechers.
I was sleepy, so I skipped out. I also had already previously crashed out at the Venetian. I didn't need to go back.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was like, I went back to bed, and then I woke up. I just have a text for you that says, getting breakfast. There's a sneaker store next door. I'm getting new shoes.
Yeah, and they were really comfy. They're not like the cutest shoes ever. The whole time I was so stupid. I was wearing like they were ugly, guys, but they were on clearance and they were comfortable. They were ugly shoes though. And I was so convinced and scared that I was going to run into Pietro on the street. What? And Pietro was going to look at my shoes and be like, look at that loser. Pietro would never do that. But that's like what I was going to have. Like, gosh, I cannot run into Pietro in these shoes.
I did not know you had that.
Yeah, I kept it to myself.
Yeah, no, you're telling the internet.
Yeah, I'm telling the internet.
Okay, sure.
But they were really comfortable and they did the job, and I'm glad I bought them.
That's all you needed, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, next year for sure. And my shoes weren't bad. My toes hurt.
Yeah, I just need to like suck it up and like, it's just like I have Hokas, but they don't work with like a lot of the outfits because again they're like athletic sneakers.
Honestly, just get like a Dr. Scholl's insert.
I know, I need to.
Yeah, like buy like a shoe size, half size up.
Yeah.
And then just get the inserts.
That's what I did for Europe when I went to Europe.
Yeah.
And that helped a lot. But anyways, I got my Skechers. I got my off the strip breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I ate like a king for $16.
Amazing.
At this place. And it was delicious. And we go back to the hotel. I drop off my old sneakers. And then we're like, okay, what are we going to do now?
We went over to Caesars.
Also at this point, keep in mind, we're like, okay, like let's try to find race day tickets. We'll keep an eye on resale prices or if tickets drop, or we're going to keep an eye on it.
We had like a hard line.
Yeah. We had a hard line and we're like, okay, if they drop below this, we'll purchase them. They never drop below it, so we never purchased them. But we were kind of keeping an eye on ticket prices. We're like, well, let's go over to Caesars because we also, if the tickets drop below for the Caesars experience, then we could also go to that, which is like a Caesars watch party. It has access to see like some of the track and like it has like the TV up. And honestly, next year, like I would love to go to the Caesars watch party experience. If we didn't go to race day, but we go over to Caesars just to hang out and kind of walk around. We hadn't been, well, we went there for, I guess, Martin Garrix, but we hadn't been there during the day. Mm-hmm. And so there were some, like booths up with like, what was the brand that was doing the beauty stuff? Wella was there with a booth with F1 Academy. So we walked by that and just kind of walked around. And then we had a drink. I had a glass of Prosecco and Haley had a glass of wine and we're like, ooh, we're so classy. Meanwhile, like the day before I was drinking like pina colada slushies at the Williams Fan Zone. So it's all about balance.
For sure.
And then we walked over to the Paris hotel.
We just walked over there so I could get Subway.
She got some Subway. And then
we went back to our hotel.
We
were still just like hoping to get tickets. They never really dropped. And we weren't I mean, I personally at least wasn't like mad that we didn't go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've realized in my head like that could happen.
Yeah.
A part of me was like, if you guys want to buy more expensive tickets, go for it. But I was like,
I didn't want to buy more expensive. I felt good about the price that the number that we said, but I still like. Yeah. Even without going to the track for the event, like I never felt like I was like I went to Vegas for a reason. Like we did motorsport stuff the whole time.
Also, we could literally hear the cars from our hotel room.
Yeah, it was so nice. Next year, I'd also love to get a room that you can see the track, which might be even more cost effective if you don't have to buy the ticket. You can see from the track. So a lot to think about for next year. But
then we go over to the Venetian.
Yeah, we went over to the Venetian. We had dinner, which was funny. Like it all worked out because before we even left for the trip, Gracie's like, there's this Italian restaurant in the Venetian that I talked
so about
much.
It the last episode.
And she's like, I loved it so much, like we should try to go there. And we're like, yeah, sure. And then we never really like talked about when we were there. Like we're like, oh, you know, again, you get like so lost and turn around in a place. We're like, oh, if we see, maybe we'll go, like if it works out. But we didn't have that was the only real like sit down meal that we had.
Yeah.
But we were like, let's go to the Venetian because we ideally wanted to sit in the T-Mobile zone, which the entrance to the T-Mobile zone was through the Venetian. You could get to it through the Venetian. Mm-hmm. So we're like, we'll go to the Venetian, find dinner, and that way if tickets drop, we're right there. We can just go to the T-Mobile zone.
Yeah.
We're walking around, and as soon as we're like, okay, like, on all day I was saying I wanted pasta because I saw a video of Lewis and Charles talking about pasta. All day I was like, I want pasta so bad. And I was saying that as we're walking to the Venetian, and we look up, and Gracie's like, oh my gosh, that's my Italian restaurant. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a sign. We gotta go. So we went, and we got some yummy Italian food. I do think it gave me a tummy ache.
I'm sorry.
But most of the time, pasta does. I don't know. Something I should look into. So, for sure. We eat the Venetian. The pasta was really good. I got chicken Alfredo.
I got the pizza I got last time, and it's a pepperoni Kalamata olive pizza. Mm-hmm. Which, if you know anything about me, I love.
She loves olives. And then after that, we were like, okay, well, the race is going to start. Let's go to the front of the Venetian to see, because you can see the track from it.
As we were walking in, people were already kind of standing there, and I was like, okay, but I've heard that they make you keep moving. And I was like, so realistically, like, we're like, let's maybe like start over here at the Venetian. We can see the start of the race. We put it up on our phones as well. And then I was like, they're going to make people start moving. And then as I'm looking around, I was like, there's a ton of people here.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way they're going to be able to get everybody moving. Like, people are just not. And then the security guard came out at one point, and we were like, But then he was just kind of like, hey, keep the stairs clear. And then he vanished. No, they didn't at the Venetian. I don't know if they did later because we eventually left. But they didn't care if you were standing there watching.
Yeah. So it's funny because we were watching on our phones, but we also got to see the cars as they came by on the track.
Yeah.
And granted, like, it was quick. It was kind of like far away. But like, we were seeing cars on track in person and getting to watch on our phone. So we watched the first couple of laps there. And then I was like, hey, guys, here comes my second half of my crash out. I was like, my tummy hurts. My feet hurt. I'm really tired. I don't feel good. I'm going to go watch the race from the hotel room. And they're like, respect. So they walked me back to the hotel room. That was very nice, by the way. Mm-hmm, they walked me back to the hotel room. We part ways. I go upstairs with my tummy ache, rip my nails off, have my crash out, and watch the race. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time. I got to hear the car still through the hotel room. And then it takes over their story.
Me, Haley, and our friend from home, Pat, we went to our hotel, had a like inside outside bar. I guess they had like garage or something. I didn't see it. So we were like at the other side of the strip that didn't have cars on track. It's where all like the police were standing and stuff. And then it was like the other half where the barriers are up, our cars on track. So we couldn't see them, but we could hear them. And we go to the bar and they're playing on every single TV, the race. So we were like, okay, this is honestly a pretty good spot. We're like, we can hear them. We're still watching everything. It was great. Haley and I were laughing a little bit because they were like obviously like either casual fans or people who didn't really know. They were just like hardcore cheering for pit stops.
They loved the pit stops.
We were like, yes, absolutely, I love this. And then I was like, ooh, 3-second rebel stop. That's a little. And then people are like, yeah.
They're like, look at how fast that time was. And Gracie was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And then
you know what? They were enjoying themselves, and it was exposing them to Formula One. I'm a big fan.
I'm so here for it. So we're watching there for a little bit, and then I was like, thinking about it, I was like, we're by the Bellagio. And I was like, isn't the Podium at the Bellagio? And then I was like, I don't know if we would even be able to see it. I don't know I don't know. But then Haley and I were like thinking about it. We were like, something's at the Bellagio after the race. So we were like, okay, like let's watch here. We stayed to like half the race, and then we walked over to the Bellagio. And as we're walking over, Haley goes, should we do the up and down? So we went up the stairs and down the escalator. And then we get over there and we're realizing, we look over and Haley was like, oh my God, they come to the Bellagio to do the driver interviews. And there were like 2 grandstands on the side. We could see a little bit of the fountain in the middle. There's still like the gates. We really couldn't see it. But that's where like the pink Lego car with Terry Crews came. And that's what the drivers got out. I was having a little blast. We were watching it as we were standing there too. The feed was obviously behind, so this was at the point where, like, honestly, the whole second half of the race had happened, where Charles, Kimmy, and Oscar were all like next to each other. Mm-hmm. So we were just like trying to time who was coming past us because we can't see. So we were waiting till we heard just like 3 cars quickly zoom past, and it took us probably like 5 to 7 minutes. And then we were like, oh my God, that's them. So then we like timed it every time like the cars came around. Mm-hmm. And then the race ends. They come over. Amanda truly ruined my videos because he's screaming and shouting negative things at Lando Norris. Whatever. I don't even care that he was shouting at Lando. I care that my videos ruined. I'm gonna be honest. Like, do what you want. Whatever. And then we watched a little bit. This is like absolutely hilarious. So then people are like starting to quickly clean up. A guy comes over with a big truck and has like cones in the back. And he pulls past the area where like we can see everything, and he gets up in the back of his truck, starts a critic. He gets back in his truck, and I was like, oh my God, you guys, he's gonna drive over like right in front of us and block our view of like Max, Lando, and George. And he does. So then there's like a full crowd there. Also, I think we started the movement because we were one of the only people there. And then people started showing up, and people were like, huh, what's going on? And then everybody's like, oh my God, this is where they bring the drivers. So then he blocks our view, and then everybody just starts booing. It was, honestly, to me, hilarious. And then Haley was like, wow, do you think he would airdrop the videos to me? And I was like, I don't know, but like if he comes by, we're like, that'd be so funny if he could get the airdrop videos. And then he like circled around, and as he circled around, he goes, airdrop? Anybody want airdrop? And Haley goes out. She gets the airdrop from him. And that was amazing. It was a great time. And then Haley made a joke to him. She goes, I didn't boo you, I promise. And he goes, nah, I'd boo me too. And Haley goes, if I was in your position, I'd do the same thing you would do.
Yeah.
So then we finished the race there, like saw them get out of the Lego car. The video Haley got was of Max, which was a great video. Mm-hmm. And then we go back to the hotel.
Yes. And then we meet up, we recap with the race with each other. Mm-hmm. And again, at this point, I'm exhausted. We have a very early flight the next day, so I'm like packed up and ready to go, and kind of just laying in bed waiting for like Gracie to pack up. Like, we were just kind of talking, and I'm like kind of like falling asleep a little bit, and Gracie and Haley are still talking, and Gracie's like, oh my gosh, it's happening, guys. We're talking about it. They're investigating the cars. They're investigating the McLaren. Like, they're looking at Lando's car.
Yeah, so we haven't talked about the race at all. Should we do a race real quick so we can get to that?
Yes.
Okay, so race starts. Lando's aggressive in the start, loses the lead. The start was Lando, Max, George? Lando, Max. Carlos.
Oh my
God! The top 3 was Lando, Max, and Carlos. The race is happening, and this was a boring.
It was a slightly boring.
I was
race.
expecting more overtakes, if I can be honest.
Yeah,
because I feel like 2023 had a good amount of overtakes, so I was expecting.
The first lap was really exciting. A lot of chaos happened.
Very exciting.
And then it was. I mean, like we talked, like Charles, Kimmy, and Oscar being in like the DRS train for practically like 3/4. Maybe more of the race.
Kimmy holding off Charles and Oscar.
With old ass tires too.
Kimmy pit on lap 3.
You know that TikTok sound that's like, release the baby?
Yes, that's
literally
Kimmy.
That's Kimmy.
Yeah.
And it was, he was like, probably not intentionally, but also kind of intentionally like protecting George while doing it too.
No, for sure.
And because obviously Mercedes is still trying to place high in the Constructors' Cup. Even though McLaren won, like they're still
holding
like
off Charles is purposeful,
right? And it was literally like Toto and George literally like released the baby, and it was Kimmy Antonelli.
Yeah. So Kimmy pits on lap 3, puts on hard tires, and finishes the lap. By the way, the 57 laps on those tires, and he did just like a fantastic job. Mm-hmm. then towards the end of the race, we hear something about Lando having an issue.
Mm-hmm.
They come over to Max, and they're like, Norris is nursing some sort of issue. And then I'm sitting there and I'm with Haley and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to freak out.
Yeah. And there was literally like maybe 3 laps left at this point. Like when it started getting like serious, there were 3 laps.
Because Lando had like a 5-6 second gap to Max. And then all of a sudden you see him like drastically draw back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, Haley, God bless her. She's not a Lando fan, but she was like, you'll be fine. She was like, there's 2 laps to load. She was like, he's fine. He's going to finish.
It was still like George was like catching him kind of quick.
Yeah. Though. And the whole time I'm just like, I just don't want to DNF. Like, I just want to finish. He was like, he'll finish.
Yeah.
And then, so like, then we realized it's a fuel issue and he's running out of fuel. Actually, I didn't realize, so I got home because we can hear it. You're like, well, Lando's fuel issue is scary. I was like, oh, it's fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when back to, we're all like, ready to go to bed. And I get on Twitter and I was like, oh my God, people are talking about if he's going to have enough for a fuel sample to like give it to the FEA, whatever. If like that's going to be an issue for Lando because he was running out of fuel. And then more and more people are talking on Twitter and like journalists are like, the doors are closed at the McLaren garage. The FIA is in there. Andrea Stella's in there. Andrea Stella is not doing any of his media duties. And I was like, okay, great. So then we're like, okay, Lando's going to get disqualified. He's going to get disqualified. And I'm sitting there, Celine's like starting to go to bed. Haley's like, should we turn the TV off now? And I was like, yeah, guys, it's fine. I'll just be up.
Yeah.
And then like right before we went to bed, I was like, oh, guys, they're both going to get disqualified. Because during the race, they both,
Yeah, so the plank is, this happens often.
Yeah.
In fact, didn't Ferrari both get disqualified for the plank as well when they had their double
China?
So the plank basically is like the thing that scrapes the floor. So when you see sparks coming up, it's the plank scraping the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have to like find the balance because you want the lowest downforce possible. You want the cars to be as close to ground as possible while still not scraping the plank too much because it has to be under what?
It has to be 9 millimeters.
9 millimeters. Or it has to be over at least 9 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
The McLarens were sparking a lot and they were also, what's the word? Porpoising a lot, which is basically like when they bounce up and down because they're scraping the ground.
Yeah.
And like the downforce is like, I don't know. You'd see it talked a lot about, a couple of seasons ago, it was talked a lot about with Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. He complained a lot about porpoising a lot as well. So they checked the planks, and obviously they found an issue. It caused it to be noted. So they didn't know if they were being disqualified, but they did note that it was under the required amount. So then we went to bed knowing that it was noted and that it was measured lower. So everyone's like, well, obviously.
That's usually just like
okay, you're disqualified. But it took so long because McLaren really was doing anything they could to be like, what about this? What about that? So that's why it took so long for a decision to come out because they were basically arguing with the FIA for so long. So I woke up and the first thing I did was like, okay, did it officially come out? Like, I'm sure I looked at, yeah.
You go, sure enough, and I said, yeah, they were disqualified.
Sure enough, officially was disqualified. It happened at like what, like
it was
2
like
or 3 a.m.
I also just like in general couldn't sleep because I think I'm just like the whole thing, and I slept in a bit. But and then I was like, okay, like I'm going to bed, and then the Chris Medlin notification pops up, and I was like, yeah. Also, just like on the McLaren app, they had their like points as it went, like Lando getting the P2 points, Oscar getting the P4 points. And then the points reverted. And then the points came back. And then everybody was like, what's happening? Like, Twitter, I'm going to be honest, was funny.
Yeah.
Like, everybody, like, I mean, obviously I follow a bunch of McLaren fans. We were all like, what the fuck? But no, Twitter was so funny. Somebody was like, they got announced on the Sphere.
Oh my gosh. It's like the Hunger Games tributes.
And then it finally, like, went back and everybody was like, okay, it's going to be announced. But it still hadn't been officially announced yet. And then I'm scrolling and then I hit a refresh. And Jenna Fryer's tweet pops up. She goes, just booked Zach Brown. They're both getting disqualified. And I was like, okay, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it was broken to you by Jenna Fryer.
No, honestly, yeah.
If anybody's going to break bad news to you, at least it's Jenna Fryer.
I do. Yeah, I did appreciate that. Yeah, so that's so disappointing.
Yep. And then we had to get on a flight, exhausted. Yeah. Our bodies were sore, tired. McLaren double DNF or DSQ. Yeah. It doesn't get lower than that. And we were going home away from our last race weekend of the year.
Also, like, to clarify, because I feel like at the beginning, a lot of people were confused, like, well, how was it both, or like why are they checking both or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you could see them sparking a lot during the race.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Carlos, have you seen that video of Carlos after the race?
Yeah.
Carlos gets out of his car and then he's going and like checking out those McLarens. A lot of people were like, they knew maybe. They started checking Lando's car, and then it's almost like they're almost just immediately going to go in and check the other car because of this. We also heard a few weeks ago in Brazil that teams were using a loophole with their plaques. Mm-hmm. And now I think it's kind of coming to fruition a little bit.
Yeah.
A little upset. Like, obviously, Lando's still leading by 24 points. So
it just makes it like there was a chance that Lando would easily be able to secure the Drivers' Championship in Qatar.
Yeah.
And now things are almost 100% positive that it's going to go to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, there's like a good chance it will. I think Lando needs to get P3 at both races.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to not... Wait, no, sorry. He needs to not have Oscar and Max outscore him by 2 points. And what this also did was put Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri on equal points at 366 points.
Yeah.
So
it's coming down to the wire.
It's
guys.
like, this is insane what is happening.
It's just, but it's so exciting.
Like as terrified as I am.
Right. Like, you know, we're McLaren fans. We love Lando. We love Oscar. Like, yes, I would love for Max to just like not be fighting us, but also I'm so excited about such good racing.
Obviously, but
what a season.
You know what? Somebody pointed out, which I had thought about this as well. What if Lando didn't DNF in Zandvoort? He had those plus 18 points. Mm-hmm. He could have. He would have won and had it stripped away from him.
No, that would have been that would have been crazy.
So bad.
Winning, but then also like you people like you saw Lando like coming out of the car. You saw him in the press conferences, like leaving the paddock. He knew that he was getting disqualified.
You could tell on the podium. He knew. You could tell like when he was leaving out. Somebody's like, he's not carrying the podium cap. Like, I think it might be over.
Yeah. So it's fine. It's just gonna make it a very interesting next 2 races, and thank goodness we don't have any breaks. It's the next 2 weeks are the next 2 races.
Yeah, we have a sprint weekend coming up in Qatar.
Yep, it's gonna be good. It's literally a couple of days.
Stop. Somebody actually put in hours and 150 hours. We could know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Wow. This season has flown by.
I know.
I'm excited after the season to do big recaps and kind of talk through like plot points throughout the year. And we really haven't done it with IndyCar or IMSA, but like Formula One, like we'll definitely need to digest and
so many interesting things, like not even just with the championship, but like freaking papaya rules.
So many storylines. Carlos doing so fantastic at Williams, like so much to talk about. But let's get to the next 2 races first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But that was our last race of the year.
Attending.
Now
part of me is just like sitting here and I'm like, damn, do we go to Abu Dhabi next year?
We could go to Abu Dhabi next year.
Mayor's going to Abu Dhabi, I think.
Oh, and I do love Mayor. But the thing is that like I want to go back to Vegas. I know, like I want to go to a new race.
We're going for sure in 2027.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll discuss. We don't know what races we're going to next year.
No,
we actually really need. We've said this a billion times. But we need to sit down and really decide. The only race that I have 100% on the books going to is the Daytona 24.
Yeah.
So anything else is up in the air. Oh, and Detroit, I feel like is a for sure yes.
Yeah.
For IndyCar and IMSA, but other than that, like we don't know what races we're going to next year. So.
Yeah, we do. We're winning the season pass.
We're winning the season pass, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But all in all, fantastic weekend.
It was a great weekend.
Full of motorsport, full of good friends, and yeah, excited for the next one.
Let's give a champagne pop and problem for the race, and then let's give a champagne pop and problem of like our weekend experience.
Okay, so for the race first?
Yeah.
Okay, champagne pop. We'll go to Kimmy.
Can I agree with you?
Yeah, even though he did have that 5-second penalty.
Okay, yeah, but like
he did fantastic.
He did so good.
A tire whisperer.
Like I'm so impressed with him. I can't even.
Fantastic. Yeah. And then problem is McLaren.
Yeah.
Just straight up McLaren.
Yeah, and like.
No. Nothing else needs to be said.
I can't.
What's your champagne pop for the weekend?
Champagne pop for the weekend. I'm gonna say like seeing all our motorsport friends.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, for sure. It's like always like people. Obviously, like there's like the long distance friends for sure, but it's like these people like we see race weekends and like if it lines up and stuff. So I don't know. It's always just so fun.
Yeah. I think along with that, I would say that if you didn't say it, I think female quotient event was so cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm excited to continue to see that collaboration grow. Also, we got a lot of news, like, again, completely aside, but we got a lot of news about Fun One Academy next year while we were in Vegas.
Yeah.
About Lego doing a car, Gatorade doing a car, all that stuff. So I'm really, really, really excited for Formula One Academy's future. And I do know that whatever races we end up going to next year, we definitely need to make sure at least one of them has Formula One Academy there. So, champagne problem for the weekend. Mine, my feet.
You know, I think I might give it to my feet too. I might have to agree with you on that.
And for any weirdos out there, stop thinking about my feet.
I'm actually gonna I'm gonna give the champagne problem to the directions.
Directions, yeah.
You know, because I was like, this is my third time at Vegas, so I was low key like leading us slightly. I was kind of like, man, I really don't know where I'm going, but
yeah,
I'm just giving lost.
We got lost, but it was all like we never got like so lost. Like eventually we'd ask someone, and everyone was very helpful.
Yeah.
I asked a lot of people for directions all weekend, and I never once got any like annoyed responses. No. So
everyone was super nice.
Super nice. Yeah.
I'm also giving a champagne. Actually, I'm gonna add on to that. Champagne problem to the fact that even if there were rooms ready, they still charged you $50 for early check-in.
I know, that was crazy. So it would have been so nice to be able to do.
We literally walked up at like 3:15, and they were like $50 for early check-in. And I said, "I'll see you in 15 minutes."
Yeah, we'll wait. We're gonna go get our Bailey's milkshake, and we'll meet you in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
And we did. But all in all, great weekend. I had so much fun, and I just like it. Feels like every race we go to. IMSA, IndyCar, F1 in Miami or Vegas or COTA or Watkins Glen or anywhere we go, it's always exciting because we always get a different experience. Like we had a completely different perspective on like going to the race weekend, and it was so different from where we were last year. And we got to do so many more things, and it's just more and more people we get to meet and more experiences that we get to have, and it's just super exciting. And I can't wait for next year.
I know, I'm so excited.
2026. The world's our oyster.
Wow, yeah, it really is.
We got the whole motorsport world ahead of us. Should we go to Le Mans? Just kidding. We'll talk about it. We'll do some budgeting. It's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, anything else to add?
I don't think so. Well, Qatar is this weekend, so we'll have another episode for you Monday after the race. Who
could be a crazy one.
Literally, who knows what's gonna happen?
Who knows what's gonna happen?
Crazy.
We'll make a schedule. We'll make sure to get a schedule out. We made a schedule for this week, but we put in Las Vegas time and not Eastern Standard Time, and it threw some people off. Sorry about that. We'll have an Eastern Standard Time schedule coming out for Qatar this weekend, so don't worry. We're back to our regularly scheduled program.
Oh, or F2. F2's at Qatar and Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah, I'll put F2 on the schedule.
We'll have to see how that
Maybe
goes.
Is F3 racing? Every time I don't put F3, everyone's like, what about F3? I'm like, I can't put every single series on there, guys. I run out of room.
We'll
double check.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening / watching, and let us know how you all reacted to the McLaren disqualification. Where were you? Everybody remembers where they were when they found out. I was in bed in Las Vegas.
Actually, that was both Lando and Oscar's first disqualification.
Let's not make a habit of it, boys.
This is Lando's 7th season.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's also kind of crazy that McLaren's not like the first team to get a double disqualification this year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Insane.
Crazy. Anyways, thanks for listening.
Bye.